What's up everybody, my name is Frank from frankcoster.net, and in today's video I'm going to talk about how bald men can become exceptional. Some of you may have seen the two other videos that I have on my channel about bald men and how can they become attractive and just have more success with girls. So in today's video I'm going to talk more about character, which I also think it's incredibly important to not only attract girls but to attract yourself, to be in love with yourself, to really like yourself, which is a key thing in order to have great self-confidence. And I'd like to start off by saying that I have a very strong belief that every single human being on this earth has the ability to become exceptional. Everybody has the seed of greatness within them. Why? I don't want to sound too spiritual or too, flower power, but I genuinely believe that we are all one with the universe or with God or with our own hearts or our own self, which is all the exact same thing. And we don't have a direct experience of that. That is why many people don't believe this, because we don't have a direct experience. I've had very strong experiences in the past, and for those who don't know me, I spent several years practicing, meditation and living in a monastery and everything. And I have a strong belief that we are not only a body, but we are one with the universe. And because of that, we all have the ability of perfection. We all have the ability of greatness within us, because that is our true identity. What happens is that most of us have a lot of ego. We have some bad habits, or a lot, or very little, but we all have some. And those things, ego and bad habits, completely block the direct experience that we are not only a body but one with the universe. That being said, I'll start with the four attitudes that you can have in your life in order to become a great, bald, attractive man as myself. First one is challenges. The average man generally has a very negative and zero empowering attitude towards challenges. They have a complete mental rejection towards them. But a person who is in their path of greatness generally embraces challenges. So instead of adopting a victim mentality by asking why me, or by pointing the finger toward others or circumstances, they try to grow on top of the difficulties and use them as a way to increase the quality of their character. They always try to find answers towards the question, how can I use this to improve even more as a person, and how can I use it to help others as well? Step number 2 is stop focusing on the things that you don't have any control over. A lot of us, when we have some difficulty, bad experience, or problem, we focus on the things that we have no control over. For example, somebody broke your heart. What do most people do? Well, they focus on the other person. He or she broke my heart. He's an asshole. She's a bitch. So they're putting their focus on what the other person did to them. But what the other person did to them is completely out of their control. So the thing that great men do is they focus only on the things that they do have control over. And that is always our attitude and our actions. When I focus on how can I have the best attitude with this circumstance, with this problem, with this difficulty, and what are the greatest actions I could adopt right now in order to become an even better version of myself, I'm behaving like a great man. Point number 3, adopt systems instead of goals. I like goals, just like everybody else. But the thing with goals is that it puts your focus in the future and your feeling of happiness in achieving that thing, which is generally 99% of the time in the future. And instead of goals, I propose systems. What would a goal be? A goal be, I want to exercise 5 times a week. Well, 5 times a week, if I am someone who doesn't exercise often, can be a pretty big effort. So what will happen is that eventually I will start to feel the weight of what a big effort supposes to me. And that will link pain to the effort in my mind, and sooner or later, generally sooner than later, I will drop my efforts and I will drop the habit altogether. Another thing, much more interesting, would be to adopt the system of being in movement every day, of adding movement every day into my life at a degree of effort that feels comfortable for me right now. So I'll tell you my own case. I've been going to the gym for, I would say, 3 years now, 3 solid years. So my body feels relatively comfortable by going 4 times a week. So the right amount of effort is always slightly above what I'm comfortable with. So that for me would be going 5 times a week. But 2 or 3 years ago, I was not at that point. My right amount of effort 2 or 3 years ago was to go a couple of times to the gym. But what it is very, very important is that there's always movement. The body is meant to be in movement. We spend so much time sitting, so much time chilling in front of the computer. It is not good for us. It is terrible. And a lot of men have a lot of guts sticking out of their belly, and that comes from their bodies are not in daily movement. So that will be a great system that eventually brings the results that you want. And point number 4 is make it about others. If you are a man who is only focused on himself, his finances, his health, his well-being, his girlfriend or his girls or whatever, if you're only focused on your interests and nothing else, even if you achieve all the results that you want in life, you have failed as a man. Men of greatness are always people who focus on others, who add an insane amount of value to other people. So they're not only focused on themselves, but they're focused on the benefit of other people. So that is a key to feeling fulfilled, to feeling accomplished. What happens a lot of times when we're focused only on ourselves and we achieve what we want, there's a huge feeling of unfulfillment, because just like in the same way that the body is meant to be in movement, the spirit is meant to be engaged with the benefit and growth and help of others. That is what it makes us feel truly great. That is what makes us feel that our life is having a positive impact. And that is what great men always do. And that is what you were also meant to do, because you, just like everybody else, have the ability to become a great man.